Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Kentucky Republicans are celebrating President-elect Donald Trump's triumphant return to the White House. And folks hope J.D. Vance's ties to Eastern Kentucky will help bring more development to the area.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Madison Carmouche. We are inching up to that 5 o'clock mark this Thursday morning. Let's send it over to meteorologist Megan Desmall for a look at your forecast this morning. Now, I just remembered you saying yesterday rain chances every day this week, but I still didn't grab an umbrella.
Well, we do have not every single day this week anymore, so there's some good news, but you still should grab those umbrellas as you're heading into today. But as we look at those temperatures first, current temperatures will be in the low 60s, and across the area we will continue to warm up to the upper 60s, with some places hitting the 70-degree mark. And as you look to Jonesville, Middlesboro, and Jacksboro, they did not get much rain yesterday, and they won't be getting much rain today, leading to the warmer temperatures for the more southern counties. Now, we mentioned that rain chances. We do have some rain moving through the area right now, and that will continue to push throughout the rest of your day. And as we continue into your afternoon hours, it'll kind of taper off. And as we're going through the next couple of hours, here's your day planner. We can see that slow rise in temperature and the rain chances stopping soon. Madison?
Considering the drought, I think that's some good weather news this morning. Thank you, Megan. Kentuckians overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump to be the 47th president of the United States, and he will be headed back to the White House for a second term. Several Republican congressmen say that the voice of the average voter was heard both in Kentucky and in the nation, and that the economy and concerns over border security were heard loud and clear. Congressman James Comer says inflation and the border were the two biggest issues. And he says with a Trump presidency, he will be able to have more influence on decisions regarding spending as chairman of the Oversight Committee.
One thing that I think most Americans would agree on is we can't continue to spend $1.8 trillion a year more than we take in. And that's what Washington's been doing for about a decade.
Kentucky's 8 electoral votes will be certified during a ceremony in the state Senate December 17th. Could a Kentucky congressman be in President-elect Donald Trump's new cabinet? The Lexington Herald reports 4th District Representative Thomas Massey is open to that, potentially leading the Department of Agriculture. Massey says he is willing to help the president with his agenda, but has received no commitments or offers from Trump's team. Governor Andy Beshear took to social media to give his take on the presidential results, saying he was disappointed. He said, quote, "For many, the coming days will be hard, but I know we will get through it together. There isn't a red America or blue America, and we all need to work together to protect this country that we love." Vice President-elect J.D. Vance has a well-documented family history in Eastern Kentucky. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox is in Breathitt County with a look at the impact that connection could have on the area.
The results led to excitement for some in Breathitt County.
I actually stayed up last night till 3 o'clock in the morning until Fox News called it.
78% of Breathitt County voters chose a Republican ticket. Vice President-elect J.D. Vance has family ties to the area, documented in his book, Hillbilly Elegy.
Very interesting, very neat, as we would say, to have somebody with Kentucky connections at the highest positions in federal government.
The connection could lead to a brighter spotlight on Eastern Kentucky. Bowling says he hopes Vance will address some local issues.
Bringing industry back to the United States, making sure that rural areas receive the same opportunities to advance and grow as the urban areas do. Looking at ways to bring those principles to the mountains of Eastern Kentucky.
Business owner Kenneth Patrick says that spotlight could in turn lead to more customers.
Hopefully, with him having ties here, that we'll get more people to come and visit, maybe, and it'll help us grow a little bit, maybe some tourism.
The interest has already started coming in from around the world.
We've had so many people come to Breathitt County since he was nominated who wanted to see where he grew up, to see where he played in the creek, to see all those kind of things like that.
Bowling says they expect to see more requests for Vance's Hillbilly Elegy as well. In Breathitt County, Channel Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Bowling said they had interest from folks in Italy, Sweden, Singapore, and other places. He added people in the mountains are always looking to elevate themselves, and this could be that opportunity. Other candidates are also reacting to this week's election results. For state representative in the 84th District, which includes Perry, Breathitt, and Owsley counties, Republican Chris Fugit and Democrat Zach Hall went head-to-head. Fugit came out on top with approximately 63% of votes. Hall had around 36%. Fugit says he is looking forward to another term.
I just want to take a minute just to thank, the people of Perry, Breathitt, and Owsley County, the 84th District, for having confidence in me and electing me and allowing me to come back to Frankfort for 2 more years and work on their behalf and try to better the lives of the people in the 84th.
You can still find all the local results from the election on WYMT.com or the WYMT News app. Also in Perry County was the 33rd Judicial Circuit Commonwealth's Attorney race. It was a close one between Republican John Hanson and Democrat Jonathan Wilder. The race finished with Hanson coming out on top with a difference of 71 votes. According to the unofficial results, Hanson says he looks forward to holding that position again.
Just want to tell everybody thank you so much, and we're going to do what we can to get that office back on track and start making this area a little bit safer and be a lot more accountable and a lot more accessible to folks in Perry County.
That race became necessary after the resignation of Scott Blair earlier this year. All 53 Kentucky cities and counties with a medical cannabis question on the ballot voted in favor of these businesses operating in their communities. Those with cannabis reform group Kentucky Normal says they are not surprised by that outcome. Executive Director Matthew Bratcher says he's been pushing for this decision for years.
These are good jobs with benefits that probably will pay a lot more than in some of your more, entry-level positions. And I think it's going to be great for our workforce and the communities they're in.
Those with qualifying chronic conditions can apply to be a medical cannabis card holder starting on January 1st. Thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Coming up, it is that time of year again. Folks are looking for deals and more as holiday shopping begins to ramp up.
And even with that front that came through, we're still seeing above normal temperatures. I'll have more information coming up.